As a 20-year-old self-published author, I was able to sell over 1,000 copies of my book while living at home with my mom. I'm going to explain the 3 things that I did to make sure I sold a lot of copies of my book to help me grow my business. Just for some context, the average self-published author sells 500 copies in the lifespan of their book. 500 copies. I was able to sell over 1,000 copies of my book as a self-published author living at home with my mom. I'm going to share the 3 things that I did to make this happen. The first thing you want to pinpoint before you publish your book is the target audience or the customer that your book can serve and add value to. In my instance, I was starting a credit business. So I wrote a book about credit repair. Once I decided who my ideal client was, I made sure that the book served their needs. I made sure that the book was set up to be the perfect opportunity or the perfect offer for them to find out a little bit more about what it is they can do to improve their credit score. There's so many motivational books. There's so many self-help books on these topics that just aren't real. 9 times out of 10, they just aren't real. If you want to sell a lot of copies of your book, like I have, and I did for my company, then you want it to serve a specific audience. You're not going to write the next Rich Dad, Poor Dad on your first book. You're not going to write the next 4-hour work week on your first try. What you can do though, is serve a very specific audience. Give them the value that they need in order to maybe work with you one-on-one or even buy your next book. So my first book, Cracking the Code, How to Fix Your Credit and Win the Game. I did everything wrong with this book. Everything that you could have done wrong, I did wrong, but I still sold 1,000 copies while living at home with my mom. And I'll explain why. The target audience that I found for my business. The book was a way to gain trust from that audience. So even though I sold 1,000 copies, that wasn't the way that I planned on profiting from the book. It was on the back end for my credit services. But the book gave my clients not enough information, but all the information they would need to fix their credit from A to Z. I didn't sell the information. It wasn't a course upgrade or anything like that. The information wasn't what I was selling. 9 times out of 10, someone was purchasing my book through my free plus shipping funnel. What I was selling on the back end was the implementation, which we'll talk about later on. Step 1, I found a target audience that I can serve and fix a specific problem that they had. Number 2 was the buildup. Building up the release of my brand new book was important. I put together a wait list for it and I collected all the emails that I could. So on the launch date, I knew that I could make a couple of $1,000s just on that first launch. So build up your audience, give out as much free information, and this has to be your best stuff. Sometimes it may be stuff that's already in the book, but this has to be your best information, your videos, your books, your promotional material. People are scared nowadays to release their courses, their paid courses, and share the information that's in the course. I'm not afraid of that. 1, I never sold a course, but 2, what I was selling was the implementation on the back end, doing it for them. When you promote your book, when you pick your target audience, you have to give them more than they expect for free. Once you give them more than they expect and more than the guy next door, more than this business, that business, because they're all trying to withhold information so that they can sell them a course or upsell them. Instead, I put my entire process from A to Z in the book. This would allow someone, even a competitor, to come in, get all the information, on what it is that I do and how I do it and implement it for their clients. That's how detailed and from A to Z my books were or are. They're still for sale. But you have to make sure you put all the best information in your books, in your videos. You have to go above and beyond when it comes to the delivery. If you do that, you'll be able to build up enough hype for your book because the association with you is value. If somebody takes one of your tips or they take a portion of your book that you reveal in a video and they implement it and get results, they are more likely to purchase your book or purchase your next service, whatever it is, because they already associate you with positive feelings. They already associate you with results. Just have some kind of service on the back end like I did. I wrote a credit book, have some kind of service on the back end that can help them implement the information that you gave them in the book. And the third and final thing that I did to make sure I sold a lot of my books was influencer marketing. Remember earlier, we spoke about the target audience. Then you have to identify who your target audience already watches, where they already frequent. And once you figure that out, you got to figure out how you can get this book in front of the people that they already know, like, and trust. What I did was you can actually send in, depending on who you're going after, if you want to go after, like for an example, I would send in my book to real estate offices unsolicited and then follow up with a call. Hey, I want to know if you got the book that I sent in. I'd love to give a free masterclass or teach a free seminar for your agents on how to talk about credit to their clients. That method has generated me more sales than most online methods. But let's say you're doing it online too. Contact all the influencers. They have your audience already, and lead with value. Dig your well before you're thirsty. Send them a book. While you're doing the build up and promotion phase, you can start cultivating the relationships that you need with these influencers in order to sell your books, build your email list, and ultimately build your business. The method that I use is I usually message about 100 to 150 people per day. Now, if you need to figure out who has your target audience, that could take some time. What I did personally was I hired someone from Fiverr. Now you can just use AI to cultivate a list of influencers, Instagram pages, podcasts, whatever media choice that you're going with. You can cultivate a list and contact all these people, 100 to 150 per day. You're bound to get 2 or 3 people. And once you land that one person that says yes to promoting your book, your business changes forever, like it did mine. Your business changes forever. But dig your well before you're thirsty. Reach out to these people during your build-up phase. And if you have those 3 things, your target audience and the specific problem that you're solving, the build-up between doing YouTube videos, Instagram, podcasts, whatever you're doing to build up the list and the release of your book. And the third is influencers, being able to leverage other people's audiences to build your business and ultimately sell your book. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Peace.